USDA, US Department of Agriculture.
Oh, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. In what capacity?
Veterinarian.
Terrific. I'm obviously a magnet for government workers, military, police,
Okay.
and so I love to do that. I like that because then I get inside information. Well, I mean, people get the wrong perception because if all we're listening to is the news, we're going to be lied to. But you know, if I get to speak to someone, obviously with your dad's experience, he has no reason to lie to me. He's going to tell me the truth. How long have you been in the Department of Agriculture?
22 years.
22 years. You've seen a lot of changes.
For a better.
For the better? Really? What have been some of the better changes that you've seen?
The changes that we have seen, the food safety, we don't see a lot of infection with salmonella, E. coli, something like that.
We do from time to time, but for
Yeah,
the amount of food we have,
yes.
it's very low,
Right.
and indeed, I'd say, let me ask, there's a controversy about GMO foods. Is that come into play with you at all, with the GMOs? How do you feel about genetically modified organisms?
Yeah. They have got some side effects.
Yeah.
Side effects. But it is not as big as its benefit. The benefit is way more.
Really, you think so? Because there have been, studies about it.
For example, we've got chickens now. They are in 6 weeks' time. They are fit to be slaughtered, be eaten. But a long time ago, you eat a chicken, you have to wait.
But I'm wondering at what cost? I mean, we're changing the DNA.
Yeah.
We absorb these things. We're changing our DNA. Cancer rates, since GMO has been introduced, have skyrocketed 35,000%. So we're looking at what cost? I mean, what are these things truly doing to us? And the fact that, here's the deal, I would like to have the ability, like other countries, they've outlawed GMOs. They said, no, we're just, no to it all. Here, we can't get them labeled. I mean, I would like to at least have the choice and not have them forced on me by not knowing what's in there.
But the ones that they still allow labeling for the ones that are the food which is not genetically.
Oh yeah, if it's organic, they advertise it.
Yes.
Which is a form of labeling.
Right.
Or, because if it's not organic, you don't see organic on the label, you gotta figure it's not organic.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If it's organic, then it's organic. If it's not organic, there is some amount of it. But they don't want to disclose.
Why would other countries outlaw and have us not?
They don't want to take the risk.
So it's okay to take the risk with the American people?
It's not okay. But the weight, the benefit of the weight is more than a minor
Who
side
says?
effect. Scientists.
Oh, scientists. Scientists. You mean scientists are like omnipotent. They can't be bought off. They can't be, blackmailed into saying, they're okay. Scientists are gods.
No.
We should believe anything they say.
No.
Well, that's the beauty of science, isn't it? We can fact check it for ourselves.
Amen. And that's why I say I'm listening to scientists that have been doing the studies on GMOs to say that
How
we
come
should.
your scientists aren't bought off if ours are?
Well, who's paying? Indeed, when you look who's paying, there's a lot more money. There's a lot more money being allocated by the government to, to keep GMOs in than not. And to give you another example, would be like, let's give you an example, let's say global warming, right? Let's say I were a scientist and I want to get a government grant for the mating habits of squirrels. And that's, screw you, we don't got it. But then I labeled it the effect of global warming on the mating habits of squirrels. Oh, here's the money, just as long as you say.
That changes everything, because when you look at something as big as global warming being able to change the mating habits of an entire species, that throws off a population balance. And you have to understand what population balance is. If that gets thrown off either above or under to any sort of significant degree, that changes a whole lot more than just studying what the mating habits of squirrels would normally be. I mean, you have to look at the scientific consensus, how warm summers have been consecutively, the thrown off weather patterns.
Yeah, and if you just studied the mating habits of squirrels and discovered along the way that they are being affected by certain outside stimuli, that would factor in, wouldn't it? Okay, so you should have gotten the grant to begin with. But here's the deal. Obviously, climate change is going on since time began.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. The Earth may adapt, but we won't. Sure, the Earth may have had way more carbon in the atmosphere. It was way more heated. We would not have been able to survive at those times. So when you have global warming happening again, it's not the Earth warming that's bad, it's the effects that would happen to us.
Can we adapt?
We could, over long periods of time. That wouldn't mean that things wouldn't happen.
So, do you believe that man has anything to do with the temperature of the Earth right now?
Yes.
You do?
To a very large degree, yeah.
Wouldn't it be naive?
Very large degree?
To think all the population on the planet has no impact on organic organisms?
Yeah, about as much as a flea fart does to a dog. Are you familiar that in 1956, President Eisenhower started, you can look all these up here, okay, because I helped start the Institute for Environmental Alternatives in 1971. So I pretty much forgot more about the environment than most people even know. Eisenhower started the Department of Environmental and Weather Control in 1956. A man by the Dr. Ben Livingston, Lieutenant Ben Livingston, took that operation and became the father of weather weapons. He perfected those weather weapons and used them all through Vietnam. When they were discovered to have been used, the UN became so incensed that the United States had weapons to control weather and climate. Like they passed in 1974, the UN Weather Weapons Treaty ban. This is all on record. We have weather weapons. With that knowledge in mind, why is this never brought up in any global warming conversation? Why do they never mention Dr. Ben Livingston? Why do they never mention the Department of Weather and Climate Modification? Why don't they ever mention HAARP? Why don't they ever mention chemtrails? All of these things that affect our weather, geoengineering, terraforming programs, all silent because why? They want to make carbon dioxide the boogeyman. Why?
Carbon dioxide is the boogeyman.
So they can, it's a natural, how much?
It is a natural gas, in the same way that arsenic is a natural element. I'm not going to go eating it up now, am I?
But plants do, and they breathe out oxygen, so
plants do. However, carbon dioxide has way more. Plants are adapted to the carbon dioxide levels that are here now. Changes will occur. The plants will adapt. How will we?
How much carbon dioxide makes up the entire?
Well, it would be somewhere within the trillions of tons.
How much percentage-wise does the carbon dioxide make up of the?
Well, I mean, it varies from year to year. It varies.
How much of the atmosphere is made up of carbon dioxide? It's a very basic, simple question. Give me the answer.
I don't know. Exactly.
Thank you very much. Let me inform you of what it is.
Okay.
0.04%. It's half or less than 1%. It's a trace element.
It is a trace element.
Absolutely nothing.
That's not what the definition of a trace element is. A trace element is an element that is only needed in small amounts in your body. That means that if carbon dioxide were to increase to even 1%, it would be devastating. I mean, you do know that the effects of carbon dioxide are very tangible. We can find them out. It's not
You know that the man who started the Weather Channel calls global warming bullshit?
Who cares?
It's true.
That doesn't mean he's correct just because
How
he
about,
had some.
how about Professor Curry from Georgia Tech, who is the darling of the global warming? Oh, we have a Class A woman who's wrote many books on weather and fire meteorology saying global warming's real, started looking into the real science. Testified before Congress, I got it on that screen, you can see it, that once she started looking into it, it was junk science, that it was all
One
bullshit.
person. One person you can cite.
Over 30,000.
Over 30,000? How about over hundreds of thousands? You know
Then
science is based on a
not
consensus.
Science is not consensus.
Yes, it is. We're never going to know 100% of every single thing.
So we should go around
have
and
to
be making
compare
policy
ideas.
on something that's not settled, that is a proven hoax.
It's not a proven
Oh, really?
hoax.
That it's not a proven hoax? And how come the emails stopped the Copenhagen, the whole Copenhagen Accord? How did it stop? Because when they had the Copenhagen thing, financed by BP, financed by Exxon and Shell, gee, I wonder why they're doing that. Do you think it's because they can get carbon credits and they make more money of that than they do the oil and make you a willing fool working for them, and you don't even know that. You actually out there parading around feeling trendy with your signs going, global warming, not even knowing that it's the BP and it's oil people that you're working for. They love you. They love the fact
Anyway,
that you got carbon
I do
credits
have to go.
driving them up.
I've been keeping my mother waiting. It's great talking to you. I do love a fiery debate.
Go look the stuff up.
I will.
And the next show will be the next time an idiot walks in front of me, which means I'm going to be busy all day long. And if anybody wants to contribute to my Bulletproof Vest Fund, go right ahead. Stickers are 1 for 3, 2 for 5, and you do get a get out of jail free card today. It's a Hillary get out of jail free card.